So obviously it's not going to take long at all.
Let's be nice and personal, you know?
Yeah.
I'll just talk in that direction.
You guys can come closer if you want, because you're our first patrons.
Want to come sit between us? Make up answers.
Yeah, come on.
You can talk about con artists. I'm gonna take pictures.
No, it's not that. It's actually in the flyer. It's convention artists, you know.
But it says con artists.
It does say that, I agree. Hi.
They're trying to.
Your name?
Brady.
Brady.
Kendra.
Nice to meet you both.
You get a picture. Or the acting clubs. This is gonna go in our end of the year.
Pretend to be an
Video.
artist.
Okay.
Pretend. Let's
Farthest
pretend.
thing from
Will it be on
it.
the YP site, website, or?
Yeah, I can send them to Miss Fuller.
Nice.
Yes, I can do that.
I'd love to see that.
Nice.
There's no such thing as perfect essay.
Oh yes, there is.
Already had this
And
conversation.
they're by Landon Williams.
Very nice. Are you
Actually, I did get a
Do you guys do this
essay.
professionally? Or is it
You
like,
go first.
like a?
Sort of. I want to be a professional convention goer. That would be really awesome. But right now, I still have to stick to my full-time job.
Yeah.
Happens to be a graphic designer, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
All right, your turn.
Okay, I have a regular job. I work in the hospital, administration, but art and comics have been a passion of mine forever. I've been drawing stick figures since, the 7th grade, and actually I started developing and talent and got better. I inherited my drawing ability from my dad. He's a good artist too. I've published 25 books. I'm thinking about money here. 25 books, like,
Sorry, no.
yeah, 25 comic books in the last 3 years through Indy, which is a print-on-demand service, and Kablam. I've created a group called ICC, Independent Creators Connection. We started with 25 members in May 2013. Now I have over 6,000 members. I've actually hosted my own convention called ICC Con. The first one was last July, in which Eric the Smoke Moran from TV's Heroes of Cosplay. You ever heard that show?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's a big thing for cosplay. He's one of the hosts there. He works with quite a few number of people. He came down. He was the MC for my convention, and we're doing the second one in September.
Where?
Space Coast Comic Con. It's in Melbourne, Florida,
Cool.
and we're actually looking for some more cosplayers and vendors. Right now, I've got about maybe 15. It's going to be a convention within a convention, so.
No, I'm not an artist.
Yeah, I just told her to text Matthew and tell him to come back, because he is. The big kid that just left, he's very talented.
Oh, nice. You should be doing.
Excited, it's gonna be fun.
Nice. That's so cool. What's your Cinderella voice? It has to be high, right?
Yeah, it does.
Come on.
My Cinderella voice. Wow. Okay.
Speaking of a voice, and I thought we were meant to do a voice.
His voice is so deep. I want to hear the Cinderella one. It's just like.
Oh, I have a dress. I'm going to the ball because the birds brought it to me.
Yeah.
Because I have a dress and I'm going to the ball because the birds brought it to me.
Yes. Very nice.
That's pretty good.
All right, you wanna start?
Alright, so today we have the con artists. No, they're not going to steal your money, I promise. They're conventional artists, which means basically back at the convention they've got booths with different pieces of their art. This is Becky and Terrence, correct?
Yes.
Alright, and basically what they're going to do is just speaking to you about what they do.
Or you go first.
Well, I'm a gentleman, so I always say ladies go first.
No, your answers are so much better than mine. I need to know the caliber of my
Okay,
answers.
I'll start, and obviously we're not going to make it take all day. Basically, okay, I'm Terrence Baker. Hi, I'm the founder of ICC, which stands for Independent Creators Connection. I created the group back in May 2013. We originally had about 25 members. Today, I'm happy to say that we have 6,300 plus. We've thrown our own convention, which is called ICC Con, and we're getting ready to do the second one in September this year. I've got a ton of artists, writers, colorists. We do tutorials. It's a like-minded environment. We have a respect for each other. We're always trying to motivate and inspire each other. We try to get people to do what we call incentive, Try to avoid things like artist block and all that, because I never entertain that. There's always something to do. If you get bored, which heavens forbid somebody does, pick up your favorite book, read your favorite book, see who inspires you, and then you start drawing your own stuff. And that's pretty much the motto that I lead the group by. That's some of what I do.
All right. My name is Becky, and I run Cute Panda Co., which is basically my brand because I do so many different things. I'm an animator, a photographer, a digital artist. I do graphic design, do a little bit of everything, and it all really shows like on my website. But I do a lot of conventions, mostly Florida conventions in Orlando. So this is my first time being in Ocala, so it's like really pretty on the way here. You guys are in the middle of nowhere, but every convention I try to do something new and try to keep my, I always want to be drawing, so I try to choose like a fandom or a story that I'm doing and really delve into that and using different products. Like I have badges and buttons and posters and prints, and I just recently started painting brooches, which was really fun. Great creative outlet, painting brooches, because it's like this little, but I also do it a lot with friends. It's a great way to meet people. I met so many people through conventions, and a lot of them become really great friends. And you get to see them every time you go to a con. And what else? Your turn now.
She has a great, if you guys haven't been to the booth yet, their setup looks really nice. We were setting up together this morning, and I've seen some of the stuff that she does, they do, and it looks fantastic. I agree with her. We've also got a website too called ICC. It's the same thing where we try to, host like everybody that's doing something. We do collaborations. I've got people from all over the United States, even some guys across the ocean are in my group, and they're commenting, they're posting. So it's a very good group, and like I said, we have a very positive atmosphere. My wife actually cosplays as one of my characters. I created a character called the Pink Hammer. So she has long red hair and a pink suit, and she's got this magical weapon it's called the Crimson Force, and she fights, evil and stuff like that. My wife attends conventions as well, and when she sits at my table, dressed up as that character, for some reason the table just floods with people. I don't know why. I was here the whole time, but she helps me out, and I appreciate that as well. And the other thing is from New York, we got Alex Fernandez. He's an independent filmmaker. He produces a show called Body Jumpers. And he's got 2 seasons now. They're working on season 3. And my wife is in one of those episodes as a character, so I'm very happy about that. Yes. And I can keep going, but I'd like to entertain questions unless Becky has anything.
Yeah, do you guys have any questions that we can go off on tangents on?
Is there a type, you said you do lots of different mediums, is there one that is your favorite, or that you is like your specialty, or?
I'm really drawn to Photoshop just because there's so many things that you can do with it. Like from photos to really detailed drawings that I actually have a few. I just did an Undertale one that I just finished 2 days ago, and it's my newest baby. And it turned out really pretty, just like I thought it would. But yeah, a lot of Photoshop, and it takes a lot of practice.
I totally agree. Photoshop was the first one I learned. Since then, I've got Photoshop CS3, which is the older version, and CS6, which is also an older version. I think they're up to 10 now or something like that.
We're on CCs, we like numbers.
Those things, they're very expensive, but once you learn how to use it, it really helps out. I also do, I'm learning Manga Studio. I just downloaded, I've got Procreate. I just got an iPad, so it's got a ton of free applications to help me with coloring and stuff like that. I'm totally self-taught, never gone to school for art professionally, except for, high school, middle school, stuff like that. Yeah. And it's just something I enjoy. And you teach yourself, and you develop, you grow.
Nice. I actually went to school for animation at UCF, and basically majored in coloring, and it really helps out, knowing the animation background. It helps with your character builds and anatomy and stuff like that, way beyond what a regular fine arts degree would do.
There you go.
Yeah. Anything else?
Next question.
How much money do you make?
How much money?
Great question.
How much money do I make? You mean per issue or overall revenue? Or?
Well, I just want to know, is it enough to pay the bills?
Oh, heavens no, sir. I have a regular day job. The artwork and everything that comes with it is extra. If I make one comic book, I sell normally from anywhere from $3 to $5 at conventions and such forth. If I sell it online, there's a revenue for taxes they get for printing it, then it'll be like $3 or something like that. Money. That's a good question. So, I'm not to the point yet.
So mom is right to tell him he needs a backup job.
Yeah.
At least until you make it big.
Exactly.
it's always good to have a full-time job. With my stuff, because I have like a lot of different things, a lot of them have a big profit, some of them don't. Like, it's basically how long it took you to make it, plus materials, and then multiply that roughly between 2 and 3. And that'll basically tell you how much you have to sell it for, but if you wanna sell it for more, you know, if it's worth it, or if like, it's a hot topic or hot product,
Very
it
good
helps make a
question.
little profit.
Yeah. And the thing is, I don't just sell them in one place, you know, there's multiple venues, online, websites, conventions, obviously, shops, friends, family members, and anybody through mail and stuff like that. And the important thing is networking and to promote yourself at a lot of different venues, not just one place, you know, because you'll make $5. But if you multiply that by 10, you can make 50 or 500 and even more. It's depending on how much you promote yourself. Good question.
Yeah. Conventions are a great way to to advertise yourself, and you get a lot of website hits when you give out cards and things like that. Yeah, good question. Not enough yet.
Next question. Ask us anything. We love this.
Yeah, not just about con stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to understand, so you guys you make like comic books, is that basically what you do, you as well?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm actually working on a few series that I want to do, like short stories for webcomics. I've been working on my own characters since I was like in high school, and I redraw them every few years to see how I've improved. And a few of them are going to turn into really neat stories that I'm really excited about.
That's cool. Yeah, comics is the primary thing, but I also have a YouTube channel, and I've had some family members. The comics and characters that I've made, we've brought to life. So yeah, we do costumes and stuff, and I write stories and stuff. I'm still learning how to edit film and all that, but I've got like 3 YouTube movies now that follow me.
Wow.
It's pretty cool, yeah, I like it, you know.
Yeah. Very cool.
I've always told people, yeah, I'm a nerd, but I'm a cool nerd. Yeah.
Also a nerd, but I'm a cute nerd.
There you go.
I'm an underground nerd. Like
Underground.
at school I'm considered a jock, but then when I come to things like this, I can nerd
You're
out.
like a
There you
secret
go.
nerd.
There you
You're the best. I hear you're an artist.
Well, I dabble in the doodling here.
Yeah, we heard about
Don't
you.
lie.
Jay.
Don't lie, be
I
proud.
already told them.
Yeah, he gave me this tattoo.
It's about
Next
to be really
question.
shocked.
Do you guys do things with computers, like animation, graphic design, or whatever?
I'm actually a graphic designer for a t-shirt company in my real life, and I do a lot of my stuff on the computer. Like
Yeah.
I send on the computer for like 85% of my day.
Do you teach yourself, or did you like go to school for it?
A lot of the Photoshop that I learned was Photoshop or
Yeah.
self-taught. I learned a few things like animation and stuff. Went to school for animation, so I learned a lot of stuff like that through school. But Photoshop was a lot of self-taught, and you really learn, and it sticks with you, especially when you learn like those special command keys and
Yeah,
shortcuts.
shortcuts, love them,
Ah,
love them. When I discovered that was a brand new world.
I don't know how to Photoshop. So like, if I was to follow in your footsteps, how would I? The first thing I do,
Get Photoshop.
like, is like
Or a
Just-
version of Photoshop. Like there's cheaper versions
Yeah.
out there, because again, Photoshop is like, it's getting expensive because they know we need it. But there are cheaper versions out there, or even free versions. And learning just how to either get a tablet or learn how to draw with a mouse. I have to draw it on paper and then scan it in and then color it, because
yeah.
I can't transition my sketches through that.
And I agree with her. You can do a trial version for like 30 days, I think, for free and stuff like that. The only animation I've done is through Poser. There's a program called Poser 3D, so I know how to make them run and jump and stuff like that. I'm not a full-fledged, animator, but I love doing that as well.
Do you write also?
Occasionally, like I'll write my own stories like in my head, but not to any extent that would be
So you
professional.
mostly just draw.
Yeah.
How do you get it out there?
How do I get art out there?
Yes.
I have a Tumblr, I have an Instagram, a lot of social networking. I also have a website that I designed, and with different channels everywhere, but a lot of it is conventions. Like, I've made a lot of friends and made a lot of connections through conventions.
I know you were talking about comic books, but I'm not a very strong writer.
In my head it looks awesome, but on the page it would be like,
Exactly.
what?
I have to stop during class. Sometimes I'll be like doing my work and I'll be thinking of something. I have to stop and pull out my phone and type what I thought and put it back during class.
That's
I
what a
get yelled
notebook
at.
is for. That's what your textbook is for.
My
He's
teachers-
writing non-class stuff, that's what he's saying.
Yeah,
Oh.
like,
That's what they're
Stories.
for, though.
like I'll be sitting there, I'll be doing my work, and I've done it a few times. I'll just flip over and I'll be sitting there, and I'll end up doing 2-3 pages, and then not do my work, and I'm just like, oh,
you're
wow.
such a
Creative
Right.
people do
Yeah.
that on occasion, you know? They're involved with something else and the idea hits them, like, wow, I gotta write this down now.
Oh, I do it whenever I'm done with any work, because I have her. She's my English teacher,
Oh.
and so whenever I finish anything in her class, I'll normally pull out my notebook and I'll be sitting there just trying to think of something to write.
That's great. I look through all my high school stuff and my middle school stuff, and it's just like filled with doodles and stuff. It's like, here's a test, and then there's doodles all along the edge.
That's a true statement there. Even in my job, in my regular day job, like for a meeting or something, and I'm in the back, I'm doodling, you know, I'm drawing. I'm always doing it. If I go out to dinner with a restaurant, the family, on the
On a
napkin
napkin.
after dinner, I'm drawing. It's just me. It's creative
the
people and
best.
artists. We do that. We're always
Go to macaroni grill, draw on the table.
How do you practice? Do you do things from your head, or do you like see something from a show and try to copy it?
It's great to diversify that because, yeah, drawing from your head is great, but you don't have like the reference that would help. Like if you were drawing like a female figure from your head, like drawing it beginning from your head and then using a reference to help make it better is even better. But it's good to like practice different things.
Yeah. Do you
course.
mainly do stuff on the computer? Do you use like paint and color pencils, charcoal, stuff like that?
Oh, I'm everything. Like,
What about you?
I love that question. Everything. The part one was I never really traced. You know, a lot of people learn to draw by
Yeah.
tracing stuff.
Tracing
I've
is
never
cheating.
really done it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never traced, but to learn to draw, I'd like look at something and then
Yeah.
I'd copy it. Like,
That's the-
Here's the story about Terrence Baker. With me, I was drawing at a young age, so it came pretty quickly and easy for me. And people that don't know me, did you draw that? Like, yeah, I drew that. You know, and I learned to draw. I draw very fast, quickly. That's good and that's bad.
oh my gosh, that's me too.
If you got deadlines to meet, contracts and all that, that's good. You know, obviously sometimes the art can suffer because if you're tired, you know that line shouldn't go there and whatnot. But what I've learned to do lately in the last couple of years, I slow down and take my time. The art looks a lot better. Use reference if you can too. There's millions of anatomy books, live models, you know, and stuff like that. And I noticed once I started, you know, trying to do some posing and reference, it got better. So I've always been good, in my opinion. A lot of people say, "Hey, you're great. You should be at Marvel and DC," but I don't. You know, that's them and so forth. But for me, I'm okay. But I know I've gotten better in the last few years simply because I've slowed down and taken my time. And like I said, it's reference.
So when you guys try to train yourselves and get better, do you try to train in each medium? Like you do charcoal one day and then paint and then, or do you, and like do you diversify
Like
what
you would
you
work
do?
out in the gym. How you go from the back to
It comes through stages because it's more based on moods. It's like, do I feel like painting or do I feel like coloring on the computer? Most of the time it's coloring on the computer because painting just, I'm messy. It's just everywhere.
I failed art in middle school.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm
Well,
not.
luckily there's high school.
Yeah. I'm not the best at painting
Yeah.
and things like that. That I don't know how to try to get better at it without just painting.
Yeah, you practice.
So,
Practice.
Also, like, looking at what inspires you
Yeah.
is a great way to evolve as an artist. And like adopting those traits that you like from those people is a great way to really improve your art.
Because I got a question for you. Who's your favorite artist?
Oh yeah,
Regardless of the medium, who's your absolute favorite?
could be anything.
I've always found Andy Warhol interesting.
There you go.
Nice.
And see, when you look at his stuff, don't you get inspired?
Yeah.
What do
There
you
go.
like about it?
It's not necessarily realistic, but it's not abstract either. Like it's, I don't know, it's different but the same.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Good answer.
I liked your influences question that you answered, and I was like, oh, that would be great. Like, what were your influences as a
Oh, yeah.
kid?
Yeah.
Like, I was hugely involved, like Lisa Frank and Sailor Moon and my own characters. Like, I look back through my books, and even in elementary school, I was Sailor's son. Like, I had my own character, and I looked awesome.
There you go.
And I drew a lot of aliens and animal characters and Lisa Frank. Like, I have a drawing from when I was like 10 of that Lisa Frank leopard sitting in a tree, and it was like, wow, I was actually a really good artist, and it looked really bad, you know, it was 10-year-old.
And when people ask me that, who's their favorite artist, I always start with my dad, because, you know, he's really the first person I saw draw and paint and stuff. Even in my room when I was a kid, he'd paint superheroes for me, and they looked just like the comic guys. I guess that's where I get it from, you know. And then there's all professionals, Jim Lee, Frank Cho, a million guys I can name, but the list is too long. And inspiration helps, I think, with creation, in my opinion.
Do you think local artists are more inspiring or famous people?
Whew, that's a difficult question. Local?
Go Matthew with these
Yeah.
questions.
Wow, that's a good
So I
question.
wanted him to come back.
Like I really like local artists because
Yeah, I do.
they're different and they're undiscovered and they're like really raw and just trying to get out there. Like me, I'm like I'm probably a local
Like
artist.
you're in the same situation.
Yeah, so I really envy the people who
Yeah.
do well at conventions and who are like getting better and getting noticed and getting paid, making it full time.
Yeah, there you go. The big guys.
My biggest problem is I don't get how people will just draw something and then sell it for millions out of the blue.
Oh.
I don't understand that. Like, I mean, I've drawn for a very long time. No one in my family does it. I just started doing it when I was little, and I still do it now. Like when I was little, I drew something. My mom was like, "Oh, good job." And I was like, "Yeah." So I kept going.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to make like. I would not say I am by any means a professional seasoned artist, but I think my stuff is okay enough to put out there. But I don't get like the transition, how to do that and get it noticed. I mean, I put stuff on my social media. Like when I draw something I think is good enough, I put it out there. But it doesn't get like
A lot
crazy
of
amounts of
likes.
attention.
Like when it comes to social media, it's that one hit, that
Yeah.
one piece that everybody like shares, and then you become social media famous or whatever. But it's like a hit or a miss. You have to find that
and that's
one
so
thing.
true, Matthew, because networking, it's about getting out there and putting your stuff out. Here's the deal, you can show that piece of artwork to 45 people, and they're like, yeah, okay, cool. But that 46th one, hey, you know what? I've got a store down here, we want to put your stuff in there, and we'll pay you for this. You just you never give up.
Yeah.
I've been there at that point where, I'm so tired of, here's my comics here, I've experienced that, but fortunately I got to that point where I got that one person, and bam, look what I'm doing now, you know.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not rich from it, but you know, I get a little residual income, and that helps. That's icing on the cake.
It really does.
But I'm not just in it just for the pay, you know, the money and exposure. Just I love to do it. That's my passion. So
Yeah.
that last person might be the one you need.
Do you put things on your personal accounts, or do you make another like professional type account? Like if you have a photographer, they wouldn't put photography on their account. They make a different one and they call it something, and then they put it like that. Do you have like a special art account or?
Well, that's why I made it a collective brand, just like me brand. So this is what I'm working on, and those are the only social media things I have. It would be Cute Panda Co. This is what I'm doing. So it could be photography, it could be drawing. Of course, on my website, I have like a tree main website, and then my websites branch out because I have photography and graphic design and all that stuff on my website. But like mostly when it comes to social media, it's the Cute Panda Co. brand.
My ultimate goal is to open my own business and comic shop down the road in the future. And I knew that in the beginning I was going to be exposing a lot of stuff to the public and the media. So I had to get it copyrighted. And that's the first thing I did was get Baker Comics copyrighted through Washington, D.C. You know, you send them your information and the characters. It's only $45 to do that, to get the serial number. So once I did that, and it started getting some revenue, I had to actually get a W-9 for taxes
Yep,
and
taxes.
file that for my income taxes because I was making money off of it. So yeah, individualizing, what's the word, individualizing or your whatever the word is. Yeah.
Something. But you
Yeah.
have to pay taxes on it.
Yeah, you have to, if you're doing it the right way, then yeah, you file and get back for it. Hope I answered that question. All right, I know Mom's got a question. I know is it Anna? Anna's got a question. Come on. Matthew can't have all the
When
questions.
did you decide? When did you first realize you wanted to be an artist?
Oh, wow. Probably the first comic book I read, I would say maybe in the 4th grade, because I didn't read the comics then, I just looked at the pictures, you know, and then some buddies just, oh, that's my phone, I'm sorry. Some buddies, excuse me 1 second. I'll call you right back, I'm on the panel, give me 5 minutes. Maybe 5 too. I'll call you right back. Okay, I first learned in elementary school when guys started showing me comic books. I was like, that's so cool, just looking at the everything they did. And then I got into it from there.
Nice. I've been drawing since I was so young. Oh my gosh. But I just, 2 years ago, I got into conventions when my friend wanted to do conventions. And she's like, hey, you want to come do a table with me? I don't want to be alone. So I went there and I drew commissions. That was my very first product. I didn't have anything except commissions. And I think I sold maybe 8 commissions, and they were just little chibi drawings. And that's how I started. And it's there to where I could fill a table by myself. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. That's a good question.
It
I like
was.
that question.
I remember earlier when you were talking about the drawings that you look back on from when you were a kid. I actually remember I had one of my old journals. It was all ratty. It was in the back of my closet when I was moving out of my old house. And I found it, and I had wrote a story about how I was the Flash's little brother.
Cool.
That's great.
And I had inherited his powers, and it was something
Those are
like
the
that.
best.
But-
Never throw anything away.
And then I looked at it and I was like, and grammar issue, grammar issue, grammar issue, grammar
Oh,
issue.
you can't
No
do
spacing,
that.
no spacing, no spacing, no spacing.
No. But the thing is that you can use that idea
Yeah.
and write it so much better now that you're
Mhm. Oh yeah, especially because
better educated.
in our acting club we have officers. We have different positions like president, secretary, stuff like that. And I've just recently become the secretary, so I now have a laptop
Oh, nice.
because my handwriting literally looks like a second grader. It's
We
the
need
worst.
to fix that.
It's the worst. I can write cursive fine, but then once you make me print, it's looking like I'm still in elementary school. So I actually have the chance to be able to type, and that's where I'm.
Do you have a class yet where you can type without looking?
Oh, I've been able to do that since
Oh.
we had to type in class from 6th to 8th grade, so we had to learn.
Oh, I
that.
can't do that.
Mandatory.
We had
I
the
just
orange
I
cover
remember in
keyboard.
high school I had a
Yeah.
class and it was now I can do this without looking. I can have a conversation and continue to type things. It's
Like
the
when I was in
best.
My
6th
brain is
grade, that's
so
when we
excited.
had our
I
typing
was gonna
class.
say something else.
But I got switched to a different class
Oh,
there.
no.
So I never learned. So now I still look at the keys. I mean, I can
Sort
sort
of
of,
chicken pet.
I can sort of do it. Sometimes I'll be able to not look and type, but most of the time I'm
Yeah.
so it is.
Big
This
back
is
to that
this is
class.
really cool. Yeah, I
Oh,
really
this is a
appreciate
good
this.
class. Or panel, whatever.
It's a good class. What else you guys want to know? What else do you want to know?
What's the best piece of art you made?
Best piece of art I made. Wow. Oh, there's my business partner there. That's James Bethel. He works in the comics field with me.
How you guys doing? Solemnly.
The best piece of art I've made? Oh wow, that's a good question. I've done so many. I can't remember all of them. But one of the most famous characters I think I created was called the Pink Hammer. And again, that's the one I took my wife cosplays as. But other than that, I don't know. There's too many for me.
Oh man, I'm really into updating all of my art. So every convention, I'll make something new, like a new fandom or a new character and stuff like that. But I think I'm most proud of my Steven Universe long print. I have bookmarks of it, but it's this long and it's beautifully done. It's like a giant rainbow. And I don't have any for sale here because I sold out of one.
That's a good thing.
But it's so pretty and I love it every time it prints. It's just everybody comes and looks at it. It's yeah, that's my baby. Love it so
What's
much.
your favorite genre of art?
Woo. That's a question.
So many. I mean,
If someone told you you had to do one genre
As a
for the
gun
rest
to
of your
your
life, that's all you could do, what would it be?
Mine would be evil colored
Like-
pencils.
Mine would be looking at art.
oh,
that's pretty.
I love the field of sequential art, actually making comics itself. So no matter what the medium is, if I could do sequential art, I'd be okay with that. Panel after panel, telling a story. That's a lot.
It would probably be the current one, the current genre or anime or what Cartoon Network doing it right now is awesome. I wish I could live there forever. Yeah, Steven Universe and Adventure Time
Yeah.
and all my favorite fandoms.
Be hard to limit it,
Yeah.
ourselves.
Do you do thumbnail sketches for comics?
I do now. I used to not. I used to just go straight in and draw
Yeah.
with no storyline or anything. But now I slow down and do. It's better.
Yeah.
It results in a better product.
Whenever you talk about fandoms, what have you covered?
Ooh, I have Steven Universe, Undertale, Over the Garden Wall, Sailor Moon, Madoka Magica, Kill la Kill, that one where the Titans eat everybody.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Titan.
Attack on
Ah,
Titan, thank you.
That's good.
Gravity Falls. I have a lot, I have so many.
Wow, that is a lot.
I'm a big fan. Big fan.
Alright, hit us with some more questions, guys.
I had another question. Hold on, give me a second.
What about mom? Did mom have a question?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I think we answered the biggest one.
Yeah.
Money.
How do you guys get ideas for yourself?
Well, some of mine came from life, just living it. Some of it is made up, so I think it's best when you mix real life with fiction, so to speak, makes a better story.
I'm pretty much the same way. In my mind, ever since I've been a kid, I knew I was always a creative guy. Again, I was never the big football jock, the most popular guy in school. I was a kid in the back drawing and stuff like that. And I had a lot of stories in my mind. I just wanted to put them out on paper and stuff like that. And it's just been a part of me for as long as I can remember, just creating. That's what I like to do.
I don't remember the question. I was so distracted.
Where do you get your inspiration? Like, how do you get ideas to draw stuff?
Oh man, it's really a lot of my stuff that I sell right now is fandom, so I go by a lot of what I enjoy and what's really popular. As far as me creatively, I like to watch television but not watch television and just draw. It's it could be anything. I also like to do 10-minute drawing exercises with groups of friends or with my husband, because my husband can't draw, so it's really fun to see him draw. But it's just little things draw a 10-second panda in a tutu. That one's always so great. It was also really good because I taught, I didn't teach, but I was an assistant for a kindergarten class at the art museum in Orlando. And one of my ideas was to do the drawing exercises. So we had a kindergarten class, and we had everybody draw pandas and tutus with a flower. And they were all so cute, and they all gave them to me, so I have a collection.
That's awesome.
But it's really great to get your creative juices flowing and just be inspired, because anything could come from stuff like that.
That's true.
What hand do you guys write with? Right?
My left hand is really stupid. I can't do anything. What about you?
I'm left.
Oh yeah.
Well, yours is smarter than mine.
I write right-handed, but I play all my sports left-handed.
Oh, weird.
Textures.
Yeah.
Can't do anything. It looks really pretty though, when I paint my nails.
I find it harder to draw left-handed.
Have you tried drawing with your right hand?
I can't draw. I can't draw anything right.
That's really impressive that you draw as well as you do with your left hand. That's great.
I guess I'm kind of ambidextrous too. If I have a ball, I'll throw it with my right hand. I catch with my right hand. But I'll eat and write and draw with my left hand.
That's interesting.
Yeah, we're
I
teammates.
like some.
Oh yeah, we both play football for
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I tried to draw with my left hand once. It doesn't look as good.
I try to teach myself how to write my right hand. It's not easy.
Yeah.
I'm no, I'll start with left.
Just do what comes naturally, because practice takes a lot of that too.
But you know what? This world is such a right-handed world. I'm behind just because I'm left-handed.
It's true.
I think the SAT in villages, that's for right-handed. There was a whole
Oh, yeah.
arm space for the right hand and nothing here.
Yep.
So I had to turn and do it sideways.
Yeah, that's like a backwards word.
Huh.
Alright.
What else? It's great.
Do you guys have a booth here?
Yeah, we should check it out before we
Yeah, we'll
leave.
check it out.
We should
It's the
Yeah,
one
we're right
with
by
losing
each other,
color.
actually.
Cool. What are you guys selling there?
I have I have pins, brooches, posters, badges, laminated badges. I have stickers. I have lots of stickers.
Are you selling any of your art?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have
Comics,
originals
comics
and
and
fan
some
art.
fan art.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're comics by you?
Yeah.
Very cool. We go train them right now.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Matthew, flag football, Bellevue over 27.
Great. Wow.
Ainsley,
Never sure.